change. Forever be me till I'm in the grave. Face on my problems, don't run away. Stand on my feelings, don't need a chase. Just shoot me straight. I'm like an acrobat, a circus act. Like they got me in a cage. I could go tit for tat, the gift to gab, but can't give it to the hate. I'ma just tip my cap and dip right back to my little happy place. Back on the 9 to 5 again. Steady just working for Saturday. I've been going through the motions, trying to find my way. Never notice if you notice, so I smile and wave. All dry, stay focused, setting my little pace. And now all I have to say, I was a boy with a plan, that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. I was a boy with a plan, that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Oops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Oops, I did it again. Oh man, there he goes again. Every quarter records rolling in. Then the quarters get to rolling in. Turning change right to paper. Turning paper to the banks. I can't lie, so I can save it. So I slip some in the safe. Throw the key away. Mama been worried, but she knows where I've been. I've been grinding down dirty. Stay awake till I can. Swear I'm tired, been hurting, but I stick to the plan. All my life I ain't worried. Leave the earth where I stand. I've been going through the motions, trying to find my way. Never notice if you notice, so I smile and wave. All dry, stay focused, setting my little pace. And now all I have to say, I was a boy with a plan, that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again.
It is exactly 12 minutes past 8 on a beautiful Friday morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Welcome to yet another exciting, of course, episode of your energetic start to your day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. Hope you are feeling well, because we are starting this Friday on a very high note. Our mode is activated. Great sounds from NBHD Nick, a song titled Did It Again. Let us connect on all social media platforms. As of right now, we are live on YouTube and also live on Underground Radio. And you know that if you want to enhance the quality of listening to the Vooka Breakfast Show on audio only, you can download the Underground Radio app on iOS and Android. So do make sure that you do that. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag to use for this morning. How are you doing? And what is it that you are looking forward to? Because we are looking forward to spending some great time with you up until the hour 10 o'clock on the dot. So of course, there are a lot of things that we will be talking about, unpacking, of course. But before that, I want us to prepare ourselves for the beautiful weekend ahead of us. So you know that if you want to send your voice note to connect with us, you can send it on 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. And I know for a lot of people right now on this beautiful Friday morning, they would like to know how is their weather looking like, if they are going to be going somewhere, or they are on their way to places out there. So these are some of the places that we have for you that we can cover in order for you to know how is the weather looking like, right? So let me start with Johannesburg in terms of how the weather is looking like. Currently, if you are in Johannesburg, you're experiencing 15 degrees Celsius with some overcast clouds. And in Cape Town, it's foggy with 21 degrees Celsius. And if you're in Durban, we are currently experiencing 24 degrees Celsius with some overcast clouds. If you are in Pretoria, you are going to be experiencing 17 degrees Celsius with some broken clouds. If you're in Bloemfontein, you are currently experiencing 14 degrees Celsius with some clear skies. And if you are right where we are in the heart of Johannesburg, which is Soweto, we are currently experiencing 16 degrees Celsius with some overcast clouds. And if you are in Khayelitsha, you're currently experiencing 20 degrees Celsius, and of course it feels like 21 degrees Celsius with some fog. That's all we have for you in terms of the weather update for Friday morning. We will be back, of course, if there are any developments on changes when it comes to weather. But for now, stick with us because we have a lot to unpack. But before I do that, you know that I am not always rolling alone right here. Always have the best breakfast team making sure that we deliver at most times. A very good morning, my good sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. All is well. Happy Friday. Feeling good. Just happy, good day. I've got an extra 2 days of resting. But yeah, it's a Friday. We're in the weekend off with a bang. I've got a new job, right? So I patrol the streets now.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So, hey, guys,
yeah.
I was up patrolling at night, and look, I mean, if you love your community, you need to stand up for it, right?
Exactly. So
I was out with the guys and the ladies as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're trying to make sure that the community is safe, and within our block, nothing happens.
Yeah.
We do hope that as and when this grows and it continues, that more and more people will jump in.
Yeah.
Because we're getting a couple of excuses here and there. Some people are like, look, I have to wake up, I have to go to work, right?
Yeah.
And some of the guys that we patrol with, nababaya sebenza. And in my case, it's a bit of a tricky situation since, I don't know, I work from home.
Yeah.
I suppose, I work for Moeketsi.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm unemployed.
To most people out there.
Yeah, so it's like when you can do
it. When you corner. So
right.
go and roam around the streets.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy because, I mean, the ladies are there. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like sometimes people, they're going to feel like, okay, patrolling for me, it's not my thing. But looking at the situation, you're just forced because we've had that there are break-ins, and we'll never know that, some other day it might be your house and you have to stand up for yourself. If you cannot patrol, at least compensate your time with something so that the people on the streets can, continue with doing their work. But it is very interesting. It is very interesting right there.
Yeah, so namhlanje again. But the way I was doing my calculations is that, look, I think we can all do 2-hour shifts. So the way it's currently structured is that it's 4 hours. So from 10 until 2, and then from 2 until 6. Yeah. But obviously, in winter, which is fast approaching, things are going to change. And amachita, like here, Sbaningi. Because we're talking 3 streets and 2 blocks. So if it's structured gahle, I think we can all do 2 hours rather than 4, right? And even skip a couple of days where there's a roster now. Your patrol it's near Minangena, Monday, Wednesday, and whichever
around
day.
This time,
But I'm also curious, not in a bad way. I'm curious because if you do work, then let's see on a Saturday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
If
you are available.
If you are interested, right? Yeah. But anyway, Mo, let me give the Vooka Nation the traffic for this morning. And if you're out in KZN, currently there is a stationary vehicle on the N3 southbound after Hilton Interchange. The left lane is closed, so drive carefully. There's also roadworks on the N2 bi-directional at EB Kluter Interchange. Restricted lanes, drive carefully there as well. And then lastly, a stationary vehicle on the N3 South ramp after the Hilton Avenue. Left lane is currently closed, so please drive carefully. I'll give you your Joburg Gauteng traffic after we go through the financials. Speaking of financials, Mo, the rand is weakening, eh?
Really?
Yeah. It's
weakening. I think, I don't know, but it's my theory of what is happening currently now. Maybe that's the reason why the rand the rand is weakening. But I know that there are some other reasons, of course, like deep, extensive reasons of why the rand is weakening. But let us find out if, how bad it is when it comes to the rand deepening right there. Because another thing that a lot of people were talking about is how the rand is supposed to be strong with other currencies, right? So we are looking forward for the rand to pick up, to where it's supposed to be as of currently, right? And with the war that is happening right now, yes, you might think it is not affecting the rand, but it is affecting the rand. And you're asking yourself, how is it possible for me to be affected by something that is very far from me? But those are the things that are happening.
More especially with the petrol prices, right? Because it's been said that it will likely increase by up to 2 rands. And you know how this kind of cost will be pushed down to the average South African. So you go to work, you take a taxi to work. Next thing, and what's crazy about taxes is that even when the petrol prices go down, it doesn't. It just keeps skyrocketing. So that's one of the adverse results as of the war, as well as the rand weakening. So let me give you your traffic news this morning right here in Gauteng. 20 minutes ago, a crash on the N12 westbound at Putfontein Road. Left shoulder is closed, so drive carefully. There's also a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound at ramp from Linwood Road. It is now currently clear, so traffic is free-flowing in that area. And then lastly, a stationary vehicle on the N12 eastbound after Rondebolt Road, and the traffic is also clear in that area. So guys, if you're out on the road, especially because it's a weekend, drive carefully and make sure you reach out to the Vooka Breakfast Show. The hashtag is Vooka Breakfast Show right here on YouTube, but we're also on all other social media platforms. That's Facebook, TikTok, as well as Instagram. And we also do have a website as well. So that's voogadaily.co.za. So reach out.
Yeah, very interesting. Of course, we have a lot that we need to unpack with you this morning. It is 22 minutes past 8. And what I want to do right now is just to give you some of the inspirational messages and quotes that we have so that we can begin this Friday mode and activate it as quick as we can. So I'm going to start with a quote from Mark Twain saying, "Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life." Each and every time, whether it's Monday up until Sunday, you need to give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. A very profound and beautiful way to kickstart this Friday morning of ours. And then an inspirational message that we have is from Walt Whitman. Walt says, "Always towards the sunshine, and shadows will follow behind you." So always towards the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you. Very interesting. I hope that you take those words and run away with them so that you can have a beautiful weekend ahead of you. I know some of you have plans for the weekend. If you want to share those plans with us, come through, because we will also share our plans in terms of where we are going. Maybe you can also come and have some great time with us. With that being said, what I want to do is to just take a short nyana break, and then when I come back, there is a very interesting conversation that I want us to have. A quick conversation, talking about the friends who disappears. I know that most of us, we do have friends, and we are the friends to our friends. Are you a friend that disappears, and why do you disappear? Because we know that there's always that Houdini, in the inner circle, right? In your contact list. They are your friend. You know them any time of the day, any time of the night. They can just vanish and you would never know where they are, right? So we know that one. When the sun is shining and the meat is on the braai, they are the life of the party. They are in every selfie, and they are the first to comment. They are planning the next road trip, but the moment the winter of life hits, the breakup or the job loss, or the month where the bank account says no, they vanish. No blue ticks, no calls, just static And today, that is what we're going to be unpacking this morning, the disappearing act, and asking if a friend who isn't there for the storm was ever really there for the sunshine. So all I want you to do is to stick with me, because I will be back right no.
Back to back music on the underground.
Yo, check this out.
Durban Streets, what's poppin'? It's the Vooka
Breakfast Show.
Monday to Friday.
We are live. Durban Streets, what's poppin'?
The favorite morning crew
On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
We are talking about those friends who disappear on us, or are you the friend that disappear on us? So as I am, of course, beginning this conversation, I want to hear from you. But before I do that, let me just do a morning checkup with some of the people who are on the comment section. Starting off with the first one, Ms. Tembini comes through saying, a very good morning, Vooka team, Vooka Nation and Underground Radio DBN team. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag C Vogile. And then she comes through again and saying, it's a beautiful, lovely Friday. Better than yesterday. Have a blessed one. Stay safe and take care of yourself. Hashtag rise and shine. Thank you so much for the beautiful morning words for this Friday. And then our only owner, Queen the Empowerer, also comes to saying, a very good morning, Vooka Nation. Much love, your Empowerer. I'll be going to donate clothes to some charity drive this weekend. Very, very beautiful work that you're doing out there, Queen. I mean, we hope that you continue, and God bless you, with the humility that you have, towards people who are in need of those clothes. So thank you so much for sharing your plans with us, for the weekend, because I know, maybe someone can reach out to you in terms of maybe also donating the clothes, or also donating something else towards their charity. So we will keep updated, and if anyone wants to come through, you are allowed to do so by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show and let us know. Or you can simply text us on 0604933226. That's 0604933226. And Z Elizabeth comes through saying, a very good morning, Vooka Nation, Underground Radio DBN, and the amazing team. Happy Friday to you all, and wishing you all a blessed weekend ahead of you. Blessed weekend to everyone who is joining us and who is with us, because right now we're about to get in a very, very, I don't know whether to call it a tricky situation, because when somebody vanishes, it is tricky.
Sticky. It's tricky. It's sticky.
Yeah. So we're talking about
Houdini.
Friends who disappear.
Yeah.
Have you ever had friends who disappear on you?
I know people, but then in terms of friends, I've got limited friends. So the friends that I keep, they don't disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
So what were the reasons of those people to disappear? Have you found out if there was a reason for someone to disappear?
Look, I mean, for what I've experienced personally, there are some individuals that will talk you into something, and they are very convincing.
Yeah.
They'll come with the entire plan for the day, right? And then when it's time to execute, people are nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Right? So I've been in those situations once too many times. Manje, it's like, no, I don't trust you anymore, Wuti. You say you will, and then come the day you pull a disappearing stunt like a Houdini.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but friends, I mean, I've got like a few friends. I can only count them with just one hand. But for the most part, I think I chose well. Yeah.
Very interesting, because if you are someone, maybe you are listening right now and you do not have like a picture of what we are trying to talk about. So look, you are going through a crisis as an individual, and then you open your phone looking for that main character support system you thought you had, but the group chat is suspiciously quiet. In 2026, researchers are looking at situational friendships, right? Because our lives are so segmented: work friends, gym friends, online friends, and we've started a seasonal syncing. We connect based on shared vibes rather than shared values. A 2025 global survey found that 54% of adults feel their friendship are purely situational. We are connected to more people than ever, but we are lonelier than ever when the lights go out. I mean, it's a narrative that has been pushed out there because more people want an escape rather than friends, right? I only meet with my friends because of we have a good time every time, or maybe I'm running away from my own personal problems. So we meet people for a reason, and those people that you surround yourself with, you are with them for a reason. Hence, I like to say that you always meet someone for a reason. There's always a deep reason that why you have met that person and why that person is in your life, right? So talk to us if you have been that friend or you have seen those friends, because for me personally, I think I do have friends who disappear, and I also disappear
in the thick of things.
Yeah, in the
or
thick of
just in
things.
jail, like it's just them that disappear.
It's them who disappear because we've always spoke about when you are being taken by a moment.
Yeah, but
right?
like what I'm asking is no shubanga, because sometimes let's say, guys, let's get together, let's budget, and then budgeting and then they disappear because they didn't have the money and maybe they're shy to say.
Yeah,
but I mean, on a normal day, it's like,
because I'm trying to think of a situation in terms of if it can be, but it's not always like in a normal day. It's always moments that we have, right? That's why for some other people it's like, I won't disappear on you when life gets tough, but if it's good and we are having a moment, I know that you won't be angry at me for the longest of the time. Right, so I will just disappear when we are happy, but when we are sad, we don't disappear on each other. But there was a case where I think it was last year, where I disappeared, on my friend just because of how they are, and I know it's going to sound like an excuse, but it's like, yes, I want to be there, but the person that you are as an individual doesn't allow me to support you in this situation because I know how you are going to react. So let me just disappear for this moment. I'm not going to disappear forever, but it's only this moment. And if you feel like it's something that's very bad or it's extreme, you will come and talk to me, and then we will iron it out.
Yeah, because I also have something to say. So hopefully you bring it. Then I'll talk to Nidam and the reason why I did 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
In fact, this also reminds me, a couple of years back, maybe this is synonymous to ghosting. Yeah. Right? Yeah, there's a guy I ghosted.
You ghosted a guy?
Yeah, I ghosted him. Lana, the difference with you and me is that intentionally so. I've been seeing him kapanje, so I was getting rid of him. So because as kids growing up, there's a phase that we go through. Yeah. And part of that phase has to do with, the opposite sex, where you talking about girls and all of that. And the next thing, we're in our 20s, 25, but the conversation never changed. Yeah. On his side. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, nah, man, this conversation, it's the same every single year. Yeah. And I ghosted him. And that's the best decision I've ever made. So I guess in this case, it's like a permanent disappearance. Yeah.
It's not a temporary disappearance whereby no, it's just for only this time or for only this period that I am disappearing on your life, but it was permanent. Very interesting. It was permanent. Right. So, of course, when we are bringing in the tension in this conversation is we do have the capacity and the coldness debate, right? But the tension right here is when a friend disappears, is it because they are fake or is it because they lack emotional bandwidth? Some people are fair weather fans. They are only there for the highlights because they don't have the tools to handle someone else's trauma. Others are superhero sleepers. They might be quiet for 6 months, but the moment you are in the hospital, they are the first one in the waiting room with a coffee. Contrast is brutal. Does friendship require consistency, being there every day, or does it require critically or being there when it counts? I mean, for some people, they argue that as friends, we don't have to be there like every day. Like each and every day, it's me and you checking up on each other. And I mean, we personally have our own lives.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if the weather comes, the storm comes, I will be there. But we know that there are people, when the storm comes, they run away because I can't be in the same storm with you. I'm not here for the storms. I'm only here for the highlights and for the vibes.
Yeah. I mean, as you grow throughout life, obviously your responsibilities change. In my case, a friend of mine just had a child, right? And one needs to understand that things won't be the same.
Yep.
So we're still friends, but then I'm like, okay, let me allow you this moment for you to take in what you need to take in as a new dad.
Yeah.
But then I do also keep in mind that moving forward things will change, because there was a time where, you know, we would chill all the way until like late in the evening, go out, grab some burgers.
Yeah.
But now it's gonna be different. It's okay. But bro, don't you have someone to go to? So yeah, I think change is the only thing that's constant here. And I say, look guys, if the relationship is not serving you, I mean, I'm all for permanent disappearance. Ghost. But then I understand sometimes, you know, there are friends where you can try to talk to them about something.
Yeah.
And you probably have seen that they appear to hear you, but it's the same.
Exactly.
And then you end up keeping quiet and then you disappear.
Yeah.
Not that this is who you are, but essentially it's because of the fact that you tried to voice out your struggles and opinions, but because they don't hear you, you know what, a ghost.
Very interesting.
I disappear. Yeah.
It is interesting because we do have some of the perspectives when it comes to the friendship archetypes, because there are a lot of people who will, you know, label themselves in the friendship as, you know, I am the vibe rider, you know, in the friendship. And we do have the emergency contact and of course some others. But for the vibe rider, they are only there for the good time, like great for energy and laughs, but disappears when things get heavy. They treat friendships like a subscription service. They cancel when the content gets said. I mean, I don't know if there are people who are straightforward like that to say, dude, I'm only here for the vibes. If you are going through a crisis, you lose your job, I'm not going to be there for you. I'm only going to be there for you when you have a job and we go out each and every month and have some fun.
Sure. Is that a friendship? Well, according to their terms, if it is, then 100% to each their own. But I would appreciate someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's forward with you.
Yeah, who's straightforward, yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting, because I mean, people define friendship in different ways, because others will say, I'm not, maybe if you do have siblings, they will feel like you should maybe have that emotional support or, you know, personal support from your siblings. I'm your friend who's there to just give you an extra layer in your life so that you can enjoy some parts of life. But me being like your friend, as if like I'm your sibling, I'm not here for that, right? But we have the other one, which are the emergency contacts. This quiet giant, they don't like your photos or text often, but they are the first to show up with a shovel when you are in a hole, right? When things get tough, when things get tough, they are there because they understand that, yes, things that you do, they don't need to validate themselves to show that, you know, I'm your friend. Yeah. But I know when things get bad for you, you can just give me a call. I will be there in a second.
Yeah. I think most of us have probably experienced this, that the friends that we dedicate our time, resources to, when the going gets tough, the so-called friends, the tough get going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's those that you can absolutely rely on. So yeah. I think again, in my case, this is what I've done, personally, where I've reduced the number of friends, and it's the same friends that I can call upon when things get tough. So yeah, I'm blessed in that regard, but not only just friends, family-wise as well.
Yeah.
I know when things get tough, they are the people that I can always rely and call upon. So yeah.
Then we have the Vooka anchors, the 365er, right? They provide their unwritten rules of loyalty. They are consistent even when it's boring. They value the we over the vibe, right? In which is, we all need these kind of people in our lives, right? Wherever we go, we need these people because they just provide those rules of loyalty that you never knew they exist.
Yeah, it's someone you can call upon,
Yeah, you learn through them, right? Yeah. It is very interesting because at its core, the disappearing friend phenomenon is a filter, right? It's life's way of showing you who belongs in the front row of your life and who belongs in the general admission seating. There is value in situational friendships. They bring fun and color, but you can't build a house on them. The goal isn't to be angry at the ones who vanished. It's to be incredibly grateful for the ones who stayed to help you to clean up the mess. So this morning we are asking a question that have you ever been there? Have you ever been the one to disappear because you just couldn't handle a friend's drama? And what is that one thing a friend did for you during a winter moment they proved they were the real deal? Let us talk. Call us on 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. We want to hear those thoughts and then we will be back after this short ad.
Right here, right now. 더디 찾으면 안 되는 걸까? 왜 그런 거야? I'm okay just the way I am. I'm okay with what I do. 지금 이대로도 상관없는데 이 끝이 없는 조언들 고맙지만 고맙지 않은데 You know I don't want to know I don't want no more I don't want to know Gotta get up now Gotta get up now I don't have to know
Time right now is 15 minutes to the hour 9 o'clock. And you're watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Banele Mngci. So earlier, we took you through a discussion that what would you say about friends that disappear on you? We gave you a couple of perspectives as to the different types of friends, the ones that will only stick around if the vibes are good. And then you also have the ones that are somewhat boring, if you may. And then the ones that will stick around, right? They're always there, but whenever you need them, you can always pick up the phone, call them, and they'll be there right by your side. Very interesting. So I've got a question to ask you, right? So I need you to imagine the following, that you're on a boat, right? And this boat can only fit 4 people. Right, so it's a boat. You guys are out stranded in the ocean, and you can only fit 4 people into this boat. And these 4 individuals are professionals. Okay, so the first one here is a doctor. Okay, and the second one is a soldier. Third one is a policeman, a teacher, and then a journalist, but you have to drop one. Okay, so either between a journalist, a teacher, a policeman, a soldier, or a doctor, which one would you not take along? Right, so maybe drop is like an extreme word because it's, hey, leaving someone stranded out in the ocean, but which one would you not take along? So either between a doctor, a soldier, a policeman, a teacher, or a journalist, right? So let me know in the comments below or text us on 060-493-3226. Curious to know what your thoughts are with regards to this. But over and above this, I had prepared a game earlier, and the difference with this one is that we're not going to reveal the answer soon, right? So I'm going to ask you a question, and this one has to do with trivia, because a riddle, my apologies, and we'll reveal them as and when we progress throughout the show. So the first riddle is, and maybe KK, you can also take this one to see if whether or not you are knowledgeable when it comes to these things. But anyway, the first riddle is, I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? I'll say it again. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? Any ideas? Spirit or ghost? Very close, but that's not the one. So Vooka Nation, that is the riddle for this morning. And then once someone comes through in the comments to say it, then we'll move on to the next one. I'll just repeat it one last time. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, as in a physical body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? Okay. There's a lot that's packed this morning, and there's still more interesting discussions that we need to have right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And as a quick reminder, we've been streaming for about a year now, and the show is growing. The partnerships are coming in, and we're super excited about that. But beyond that, we also do have a different type of subscription right here on the show. So when you subscribe, it means that whenever we go live or we post videos, you'd be the first one to know about it, so that you are always kept in the loop. And then we're also looking at introducing a newsletter quite soon, because you probably would have seen that on our website we publish news articles on a daily basis, and this is just to keep you abreast and knowledgeable of what's happening in the world. Because usually we say, look, in terms of being first to the news, that's not our mandate. We are covering important news that are important to you, to us, and the country at large. So a newsletter is coming up pretty soon. But speaking of subscriptions, we do have different tiers where you can support the channel by subscribing and becoming part of the Vooka Nation. In a sense where right here on YouTube, we do have 3 subscription tiers. So the first one is the silver package, which is only 6 rands per month. So whenever you subscribe, you will see that there is this dollar icon, and whenever you join and become a member, it'll only cost you 6 rands per month, right? It's less than 1 rand a day. And then the second one is the gold, the Vooka gold package, and that's for only 10 rands. And then the last one is platinum, which is 29 rands per month. So for 29 rands, you get to buy us coffee, we keep the lights on, and we make sure that we give you the positive dose every single morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show without fail. Sometimes we do face challenges where, you know, there's no electricity, but we still stream because of the partnerships that we have. Speaking of partnerships, so if you are not watching the Vooka Breakfast Show, you can listen to the Vooka Breakfast Show live in real time. And, well, I wouldn't say unrehearsed, because we do plan and put a lot of thought into the content every single day. But then Underground Radio, DBN, that's the audio platform that we are streaming on. So if you haven't downloaded the Underground Radio app, head over to the Play Store if you're on Android, as well as the App Store if you're on iOS. Download the app, and then whenever we go live, you can listen to the Vooka Breakfast Show. But also, there are some shows that are on Underground Radio on a daily basis. So watch out for them, and we'll keep telling you more about these shows as and when they come out. So we live right here on YouTube as well as on Underground Radio. So whenever you want to reach out, don't be shy, send through that message, because what we've seen is that in terms of the numbers, we find that over 90% of individuals that watch the Vooka Breakfast Show are not subscribed. And more so as well, people could be watching, but then they don't comment, right? So these comments make sure that we keep the fire burning, we keep the conversation flowing, and that, we have that relationship together. So a couple of announcements. We'll be going to the Rand Show, which is going to be on the 2nd of April to the 6th. So it is a tradition that whenever we go there are a couple of tickets that we can, or we will be giving away to our loyal viewers and supporters. So it's going to be taking place right here at the Nasrec Expo Center from the 2nd of April right through to the 6th of April. And we'll be streaming there. So whenever you do come through, you can always come out and hang with us, meet the team, everyone that's involved, and also get to see a sneak peek of what happens behind the scenes when producing the type of content that we produced. I mean, if you want to look at some of the footage that we did last year, which is quite a lot, it was crazy. But anyway, we enjoyed ourselves because the SANDF was there. Exhibitors were there. Last year they had a theme about being underwater, aqua, I'm forgetting the name, but it had to do with, where they were bringing the beach and that whole aqua experience. It was absolutely awesome, where they somehow had these screens that arch over you and it looked like an aquarium, but it was all digital. A very, very interesting place for the entire family. We're talking kids all the way through to grandma and grandpa. If you haven't been to the Rand Show, make sure that this year you do come through, because the tickets are selling right now. So you can go over to the website, therandshow.co.za, and you can get more information about that as well. So we're going to be there for the full 5 days, the whole experience. Now, from the lessons that we've taken from the past couple of years, whenever we go there on a Thursday, it is a little bit quiet, right? Because people are also still setting up, but most people enjoy coming to the Rand Show from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on a Monday, for those that have somehow missed it, that's when it also gets packed as well. So the weekend becomes insane. The performances, last year there were music acts. The same is going to be true this year. There's the whole SANDF display where they show you what it's like when they ambush criminals and all of that. And if you want to go through a tour of guns and the type of equipment that the army uses, the heavy artillery that they use, you'll be able to experience all that and more. And for those that also love shopping, there's just a plethora of options to choose from. So if you haven't been to the Rand Show, please make sure that you come through this year, and we'll be there for the whole 5 days. So come through and say hi to us. So earlier I did ask a question that if you could bring only 4 professionals with you, and let's just say it's a boat out in the ocean and you need to leave one behind, which professional would you leave behind? So we've got a doctor, a soldier, a policeman, a teacher, or a journalist. Which one would you leave behind? I'm curious to know. Use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Comment right here on YouTube, right in the comments below. And I'm curious to learn about that. An interesting conversation that we're going to be having in about 30 minutes time is Grace, that will be coming through from Superstore. So we first met when we attended an event of the Kota Festival, the Soweto Kota Festival. So she's from Superstore, and this conversation is one that you do not want to miss, simply because we're going to be talking about Kasi transformation, but not just anything that, is fluff. This one really hits home because we're talking about a store that was first a spaza shop in 1995. Fast forward a couple of years later, it is now employing over 300 people. It is a supermarket. They do online shopping. They do deliveries. It's insane. It's insane. So Grace will be here to talk us through how that vision came about, and it's something I'm absolutely looking forward to because personally myself, I enjoy these kinds of stories where you learn about the behind the scenes. But over and above that, we know that there are challenges. Sometimes people come to us and say, look guys, what you guys do is awesome. It's great. We love the fact that you are able to come to our screens and give us that daily positivity that we need every single day, but you guys make it look easy. And I think this is our job, right? To make sure that whatever it is that you are consuming, it is digestible and it is fun, right? We enjoy what we do. So I'm also curious, and normally when I talk to people that have walked the whole 9 yards of challenges all the way through to success, and by the way, success is a subjective matter because some individuals will feel like, hey, I'm not that successful yet. But from an outsider's perspective, when you're looking at them, you might feel like, hey, but bro, my sister, you are very successful. So I'm curious to learn what is their formula for success, because if you've been to the store right here in Dlamini, Soweto, you'll see that this is a huge undertaking, and in terms of the management of this entire operation, you can tell that it's well run. But as mentioned, I'm also interested in the weeds, right, where I see things on a surface level, but I'm more interested in the operations where we peel back, the curtain, where we look under the hood just to see how the engine is running. Obviously, they do have trade secrets. I get that. Like in our case here, we also have ways that we do things as well. But it is an awesome store. I was looking at the fact that they've got these solar panels that run across the roof. So from an eco-friendly state, they're out there. They're leading the pack. They're leading the Kasi transformation. So this is what it really means, where if you are able to walk to work, it means we're doing something right in the neighborhood. Because not so long ago, some of us would take taxis, not just one, but two, some even three. People used to wake up at 4 o'clock just for them to go to work. But the Kasi transformation is real and it's happening. And this is a conversation that I'm super, super excited about. So yeah, earlier I did ask about a riddle, right? And curious to know if maybe you guys have figured it out. So the first riddle was, I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no physical body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? So I'll say it one last time. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no physical body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? Okay, so let me know in the comments below. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, there's an interesting topic that we will be discussing right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And this one will hit home for a lot of you guys, because when it comes to breadwinners, we often overlook the stress that's overarching them, and they also do face pressures when it comes to the family, the pressures of life, the kids, as well as being a socially responsible individual. So we're going to be discussing what happens when breadwinners burn out, because something that's not being touched on quite a lot, but there's expectations that you're a breadwinner, you're supposed to do this, more especially when it comes to families. I think it was in the course of the week where we were talking about sibling responsibility, right? Where not confirmed yet, but a sibling can then ask for maintenance from the court, and if granted, one of the siblings that is in a better financial standing has to support that individual that isn't in a great financial position. So what happens when breadwinners burn out? Because breadwinners are burning out faster than before, and if you think you might be one of them, so do not scroll, don't change the dial. When we come back, we're going to be discussing what are some of the signs to look out for, the impact, and how to also protect yourself with that. So stay tuned and don't change the dial. We'll be back in a jiffy. Yeah, so before we dive into our topical discussion this morning, something that I want to bring to your attention is scams that are happening out there, because with the rise of AI, people are impersonating others out there. So you've probably heard about deep fakes, where you've probably seen Ramaphosa dancing about Donald Trump, but these are deep fakes. And if we see them dancing, yes, we laugh and it's okay, right? But imagine if this could be used for malicious intent. And a story broke out about Katlego, right? Katlego from Deal or No Deal, where he was warning people about the AI impersonating scam. So Our South African media personality, Katlego Mabo, has alerted the public to a fake online advert using AI to clone his face, his voice, and name for a deceptive scheme. He cautioned followers during an Instagram live, stressing that scammers are now using advanced tools to impersonate trusted public figures. Mabo urged people to stay vigilant, avoid suspicious offers, and remember, if it seems too good to be true, it is most likely. So what people need to know is that scammers are increasingly using AI deepfakes to exploit public trust and steal money. And this is something that isn't only happening in the celebrity space, because an individual can call you to pretend to be your friend, give you an emergency situation, and then ask you to deposit money. And we've seen this also with WhatsApp as well, where someone would hijack a WhatsApp number and they would ask for an e-wallet. And because it's a number that you recognize, you'll probably send through that money. And before you know it, you are not even talking to that individual. So always stay cautious and stay alert. Always ask questions. And if you have to make a phone call to verify if it's that individual, please do that. If you have to go on a video call to verify, then always do that. And if you want to take it a step further, you want to create a code of some sort, or you know that this individual speaks in a certain tone, and you can tell that this isn't the way that my friend normally talks to me, then that should raise suspicions and at least alert you that this isn't the right individual. So deep fakes are there, where it's something that even us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we were looking at, where we were trying to see if we could start using AI to improve our workflow. And some of the workflows involve, let's take our voices and synthesize them so that we can use it for the show right here. But you can obviously imagine if this falls into the wrong hands and you hear someone that sounds like Mo, myself, the team right here, and those individuals, they use our voices to ask for things that we would normally not. So something to be cautious about in that regard. So before we dive into the conversation, right, the month of March is my birth month, and from the 20th of Feb all the way through to the 20th, or from the 21st of February through to the 20th of March. Obviously, we are Pisces, right? And one of the other individuals that is a Pisces that I grew up listening to, that's celebrating his birthday today, is none other than Common, right? Common, the rapper. I love his career because he's one of those versatile individuals where I learned so much from him from a music standpoint, where I would listen to most of his albums, and he made a pivot in his career into the acting scene. So Common is the very same guy that fought John Wick in one of the movies, and that scene was epic, right? So he was born today, and he was born today in 1972, right? And he's turning 54 years young. Still looks good. I mean, if I can borrow a page from his secrets on how to look this good, I would absolutely appreciate that. But obviously, when we talk about Common, his rise to fame is that Common began in the early 1990s with his debut album, Can I Borrow a Dollar?, which received positive feedback from the underground hip-hop circles. And this is also one of the things about him, where he started in the underground space, moved to the commercial space in music, and then transitioned to the movie space. So over and above the movie space, a lot of people might not know, but he was also the voice or the speaker at some of these Microsoft conferences, because I remember watching a Microsoft Build, which is a tech conference that happens every year from Microsoft, and lo and behold, that's Common opening up the entire build, which is like a 3-day event. And I was shocked because he was talking about Revolution AI, and more of his traits came through, where he was on stage talking, delivering poetry. And for me, that was also a proud moment, because you could tell that this is where we are now mixing the artistry space as well as the corporate space together. So he's turning 54. And an interesting fact about him is that he first took the stage name Common Sense when he started to perform in public. So in 2003, he won a Grammy Award for the best R&B song, Love of My Life. And that was a hip-hop song. So happy birthday to Common. And if you know anyone in your circles, in your life, that is enjoying their birthday, do reach out on our number 060-493-3226 on WhatsApp. Send through a picture. Let's celebrate them for a ostentatious event like today, celebrating their birthday. But as a Pisces, I'm super happy because I can tell I'm a calm individual. Common is calm. And so far, the people that, we are looking at in terms of their birthdays, these are not individuals that are out there and rowdy. So this just tells me that our star sign, water, fish, very calm, tranquility. We keep it flowing, we keep it moving, and happy birthday to him. So anyway, earlier, hopefully you have gotten the answer now, but we were asking a riddle that has to do with you've got a mouth, but you cannot speak, ears, but you cannot hear. You've got no physical body. Then what are you? So I will reveal the answer a bit later on. And as mentioned when we started the show, Grace will be joining us from Superstore right here in Dlamini. A very huge undertaking, and this conversation super excited about because of the innovation that's happening in Ekasi. And you might think that if I were to take videos and not show you the surrounding area, you would never believe that this place is right here. So I love how the neighborhood transformation or Kasi transformation is happening right now. So anyway, earlier I wanted to talk to you about breadwinners burning out, because you are in a setting where you're the breadwinner and either the only breadwinner, and you're experiencing this fatigue or burnout, but it's something that you cannot explain. It's there, it's real, it happens. And it's something that we need to dive right into the weeds when it comes to that. So breadwinners are burning out faster than before. If you think you might be one of them, then we're going to be discussing a couple of strategies right here where you can employ some of them, and then hopefully these will work for you. But before I dive right in, I just want to paint a scene for you. So I need you to picture the above. So it's payday, like today on a Friday, and the traffic is crawling and the WhatsApp family group is buzzing. Can you please help me with, right? And normally you've seen that around month end or your payday, this is when SMSs or WhatsApps come through, and family or friends or relatives, people are asking, and you haven't even sat down to draw your budget yet, but then already people are including you for their budget, right? So this is the reality that happens where a single parent, so the corporate professional sending money to your younger siblings. So the single parent heading 38% of SA households, right? So every month feels like a race between what you earn and what everyone else needs. But what happens when you as the breadwinner start running on E, which is empty? So today we're going to be unpacking that. But before we dive in, let's just contrast it with some of the shocking stats out there. So South Africans are currently among the most stressed population in the world, ranking near the bottom. That's 69th out of 71 countries in global well-being, according to a recent workplace mental health data. And this is something that was pulled from News 24. And then another shocker right here is that, and with more than a quarter of South Africans experiencing significant symptoms of depression and anxiety, as noted in the National Mental Health Survey, the pressure on breadwinners is rising faster than many can cope. It's real. It happens. Some of us, in my case, it's something that I have experienced, but not in a sense where I am pressured as a breadwinner, but I put pressure on myself because I want to do more for my family. And whenever I find myself in a position where I cannot, rather than accepting the situation, I end up stressing about it, right? Where I want to send at least 4 figures to my mom, 4 figures to my dad, but I cannot. The situation does not allow me. And because you want to, you end up being stressed. So let's talk about what burnout does to families and communities, because it is a silent thing that runs in the background, and it's something that you sense or you feel it, but you can't really shake it, where you don't really understand what's going on. So burnout isn't just about being tired, it's a slow emotional erosion, as I've explained. And when it hits the person who carries the financial weight, the ripples effect are enormous. So as far as families are concerned, when it comes to burnout, emotional withdrawal is probably the first symptom that we'll experience. So the kids and partners, they'll probably feel ignored, misinterpreting burnout as you just do not care, right? And you probably develop short tempers and more conflict. So stress spills into arguments and tensions. And as mentioned, this runs in stealth mode in the background, where you are tired, you are fatigued, and you just don't know what it is. You just can't shake it up until someone probably describes it or talks about it. And then once you can attribute whatever you're feeling to that burnout, that's when it starts making sense. But then in as far as financial instability, burnout can reduce productivity. It's something I've seen, right, where you increase your sick days and even push breadwinners out of work. So role reversal pressure is another one, where others must step up unexpectedly, causing resentment or fear. Okay, so in as far as families go, I'm not sure if the discussions are being held amongst family members to say, look, guys, I've been working for the past 40 years, and as you can see on the wall, there is my certificate of long service, but I need to go into retirement. But because of what's happening in our family dynamics, people continue working because of that. And there was a quote that we read from Jill Scott, I think it was 2 days ago, where you work hard in your 20s, you work smart in your 30s, you work how you want to work in your 40s, and then in your 50s or 60s, you work when you want to work. But the reality is that in SA, people still continue working well into their 50s, 60s because of financial conditions and restraints. So in as far as the community is concerned about breadwinners and burning out, so there is less social participation. As mentioned, that I started patrolling the streets just to make sure that they are safe. We do see individuals go to work, come back, but they're just mentally fatigued. And being a breadwinner, there's just so much social pressure as well, where you cannot even participate in social activities. You're just this individual that keeps going from day to day, but you don't really know what this load you have over you, right? So it's something worth keeping that in mind. So in as far as the community, there is less social participation. So burned out breadwinners stop attending church, stockfalls, as well as community meetings. And this happens. And there's also a higher level of dependency where one person's burnout increases the emotional and financial load on the community support system. It happens. We've seen that. And then lastly, lower economic contribution. When a household's main earner is down, small community economies like spazas, taxis, local services, as well as other providers, they can feel it. Because as a breadwinner, once upon a time, I had the means to keep the economy locally going. But now that finances are gone, it means that it will impact the economy locally. Right? So let's talk about what is it that you can do, or 4 things that you can do to try and mitigate or lower the burnout when it comes to you as a breadwinner. So here are the 4 signs, or the 4 things that you can do when it comes to mitigating burnout. So number 1, make sure that you talk about it. You might not find a point to express initially, but you can start talking and saying, look guys, as a breadwinner, this is how I'm feeling, where it is month end and there's just quite a lot to do, and in as far as expectations, this is what is on my shoulders. And then have a discussion around it, because that's the first step. Just try to open up about it. You can try and do this in groups, right? Because right here we have been doing some initiatives like Vooka, where we come together and we talk as men. And I'm sure there's something similar with women where you come together and talk. So it could be focus groups like church or cell groups and so on. But come together and talk. Just to alleviate that pressure, because trust me, if it builds up, it might even lead to something like a stroke, or it could have adverse results. So that's the first thing that you need to do. But before I dive into the other 3, maybe let's also discuss the burnout, or the 4 signs that you will see that you are being burned out as a breadwinner. So the first one is constant exhaustion that rest does not fix. So you're constantly exhausted. You try to rest, but it just doesn't land. It doesn't fix it. And then the second one is increased irritability as well as emotional numbness. Right? So if you're experiencing any of these signs, then it could indicate that you are burnt out, more especially as a breadwinner. And then declining work performance or concentration. You're making a lot of mistakes, right? You're not paying attention. You could be burned out. And then feeling disconnected from loved ones as well as your responsibilities. And this is one that I can absolutely relate with, where in terms of responsibilities, I mean, guys, yesterday I almost made a bummer because I'm supposed to fetch my daughter from crèche. And then when I looked up, it was 4:00. Right? And they end at 3:00, and I had to rush there because it had completely slipped my mind. So this happens. And the tension here is that even with all this pressure, we as South Africans continue to push through, because culturally we value responsibilities, we value Ubuntu, and not letting the family down. And this is by far one of the things that really, really keeps us stressed. So, but we need to push through regardless of what happens. And we understand that if I drop the ball, it hurts everyone. And I think that's where the most pressure comes from, because we want to. We want to provide. We want to be there. And we will keep on pushing, even if our body, our mental well-being does not allow us to push, or just requires that little bit of break. But we have to keep pushing, because if I do not show up, a lot can happen as a result of that. So what experts say about the topic and the mitigation strategies is that you need to set boundaries. And I think this one is very hard for most individuals to do, myself included, where you're a breadwinner, you need to set these boundaries to make sure, guys, this is where I can only start and this is where I end. Beyond that, I'm afraid I'm unable to do, right? And you might feel like you are disappointing your family, you're disappointing your friends, but at the end of the day, it's for your own well-being. Because I would normally tell people that are going through situations, and I would say, guys, please rest and make sure that you take care of yourself. Is that, yes, you're doing this for your family, but the day you have a stroke and you're unable to provide for your family, what good is it that you are now a vegetable and you cannot provide for your family? So take the time to set the boundaries, because this will make sure that you are sane, right, throughout the whole journey of being a breadwinner, and that you're happy. You're a happy individual. This is all I can do. When I do have more, I will provide. So first things first, make sure that you talk to individuals, right? Make sure that you open up the discussion. And then secondly, you need to set boundaries. Set boundaries, especially with financial dependencies, right? Make sure that you set those boundaries. And then the second one is take time to take these micro breaks during your workday to reset your stress levels, right? So if you enjoy gym, make sure you go to the gym. I've seen people that go to the gym in the afternoon, and I understand this depends on the kind of work that you do, but find something that takes stress away, okay? Could be gym, as mentioned. It could be playing games, but you know what you like, and you know what detoxes stress from you. So find those things and make sure that you take those small micro breaks. And then a fourth one, as mentioned, is get a mental health screening early. Prevention is better than recovery. So if you feel that you are burning out, rather get professional help. So it was last year, I didn't even know that at a local community, there is support services for counselors. And if you want to talk to a therapist, these services are available at no cost. And I think with most clinics around the country, you might find that there is a social worker or anyone that's there to listen to you, to voice out your opinions. Some of them also exist online, especially when it comes to men, because we've seen that when it comes to voicing out our issues, our struggles, doing it in person seems a little bit too hard. But with institutions like Men's Health and all of that, you can have a consultation online and speak to someone that's willing to listen to you. So that's a conversation for this morning about breadwinners being burned out and being fatigued. It's real. It happens, more especially financially. You do have dependents and they depend upon you. And it even makes it worse where you are a sibling and your sibling, possibly even older than you, is a dependent over and above your kids, and they're not even showing an interest in wanting to get a job or to assist you financially, and you are the only individual. And also, I've seen that there are parents as well that put pressure on their children to provide for them, right? And as Africans, we know that when it comes to Ubuntu, this is something that we shouldn't even have a conversation about, where a parent that raised you, not that it's in the form of an expectation, but then they're the ones that are asking and demanding you to provide for them, right? I think it's something that is an unwritten rule. It should just automatically happen. But also, there are those parents that stretch it far and beyond, right? And I've seen, with people close to me that these parents can do that to their own kids. So if you're not the breadwinner and you're watching this, please be kind to that individual. They probably want to provide. They probably want to supply and give you whatever it is that you might possibly need. But as a result, things become tough. There's a lot to do. So be kind upon those individuals. Take time to understand where they're coming from and approach them with kindness and love. So if you need to ask for something, the wording has to change. That, look, there's this that I need, and please find it in your time or budget or whatever to consider me for whatever it is. So yeah, hopefully you gained a lot of value with that, and this morning we were talking to what happens when breadwinners burn out. So in a short while, we'll be talking to Grace from Superstore. And as mentioned, this is a conversation that really looking forward to, because we're going to be talking Kasi transformation, and it's a topic that I'm super passionate about and absolutely looking forward to it. So right now, I've been talking for a minute, and I'm going to leave you with the amazing sounds of Adeline Paik, and the title is Okay, Thanks. I'll see you right now.
너의 중요하다는 words, it's for you, it's all for you. 가만히 있으면 안 되는 걸까? 왜 그런 거야? I'm okay just the way I am. I'm okay with what I do. 지금이 들어도 상관없는데 이 끝이 없는 조언들 너만한 necessity. 고맙지만 고맙지 않은데 You know I don't want to know. I don't want no more, no more. I don't want to know. Gotta get up now. Gotta get up now. I don't have to know. Gotta get up now. Get up, yeah. Everybody says 너의 꿈을 찾아 right here, right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 더디 찾으면 안 되는 걸까? 왜 그런 거야? I'm okay just the way I am. I'm okay with what I do. 지금이 들어도 상관없는데 이 끝이 없는 조언들 너만한 necessity. 고맙지만 고맙지 않은데 You know I don't want to know. I don't want no more, no more. I don't want to know. Gotta get up now. Gotta get up now. I don't have to know. Gotta get up now. Get up, yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just the way I am. You know I'm okay. I'm okay. Just the way I am. You know
Back to back to back on the underground.
It's so easy for me to say what I'm thinking. It's so obvious for you, my heart keeps beating.
Exactly 35 minutes after the hour 9 o'clock, you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your energetic start to the day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. As the Friday mood is activated with some great sounds from Alex Cam, song titled I Won't Chase You. And as we promised when we began the show, that we're going to be sitting down with Grace, who is the marketing and PR manager at the Superstore, where she leads the brand's marketing, communication, campaigns, and public relation initiatives. With over a decade of experience in the media industry and a successful tenure in advertising, she brings a strong blend of storytelling, strategy, and commercial insight to her work. She holds a BCom in marketing and management science, along with certifications in digital marketing and SEO. Expertise spans marketing strategy, brand communication, content creation, and social media strategy, enabling her to craft compelling narratives that resonate with diverse audience and drive measurable business results. She is here with us on the Vooka Breakfast Show this morning. So let me just invite her on the conversation, and if you have any questions, you can just simply use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show or send your voice note on 0604933226. Very good morning, Miss Grace. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
We are doing great, and thank you so much for taking your time to join us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And I'm Moeketsi, my man, and you will be with Mr. B right here. And just to ask you, about your journey and, of course, the Superstore. But we see that you have been doing a lot of things, and, you hold so many titles, on your head. But from spaza shop to an employee count over 300.
Yeah.
Before we get to Superstore, can you just please tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Grace, mind you, and as you've mentioned, my career actually started in retail, not necessarily media. Before,
so you've gone full circle.
Yes, I worked in clothing retail, your likes of Mr. Price, Foschini. And when I got to management level, like store manager, I then branched into media.
Yeah.
Because I've always known that I'm a good writer. So it's a passion of mine. It's something that I was born with. And that's why I went into media. So I worked in media for, I think, 11 years.
Yeah.
Different publications, magazines specifically. Started as an intern and worked my way to editor level. Magazines like Burnout, True Love, Essentials magazine.
Because those were staples.
Those were staples, yes.
Yeah. And I mean, with the change of the publications, because there was a number of them that moved online, and then they no longer do print anymore.
Yes.
I think it was a sad thing because Nazi school projects, we used to cut magazines.
Exactly.
And we don't find those anymore.
No. COVID killed that industry.
Yeah.
Because I also stopped working in that industry during COVID because most of them shut down. Magazines relied primarily on advertising for their print. So when COVID happened, a lot of brands pulled advertising and unfortunately had to shut down. And at the time, digital was still, finding its way. It wasn't as popular as it is now. So the advertising that came from digital was not enough to sustain.
Yeah.
Very interesting, very interesting. But now, because of course we want to know about a Superstore, where it is, where it's based, and what are you guys about? Because when somebody hears Superstore, it's like, okay, are you guys superheroes, super something? But can you please walk us through about being at Superstore?
Yeah, Echineni, as most of the people in our area call it.
Is that the going term?
That's what it started as the baby's Echineni. A small spaza shop started by two friends.
Nice.
Who had a vision. And I think their vision was simple: to provide the community with value and good product. And today that spaza shop is turning 25 years in September. And I think over time, through their hard work and everything, that's what you see today. And I think most importantly as well, behind the vision today, there's a strong leadership team that believes in township entrepreneurship, and they understand the vision of those two friends. And so we serve the community, we give back, we create jobs.
Because I've been there and I walked the store. Because with an employee count of over 300, people would be interested to find out that the management that goes behind managing all of these things. But in terms of the two founders, right, in terms of the principles and the ethos that's driving the empire, what are some of the guiding principles that you guys live by?
I think at the center of it all is the community. One thing that they made clear, and I think it lives through the staff and everyone who's new who joins, that everything we do for the community. It is about making everyday shopping accessible and making sure that they get the value through that. We believe in offering them convenience, the value, and also creating opportunities. Like I mentioned, as much as they're supporting us, us giving back to them is also a huge part of who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, myself and Mo, we've spoken time and again about Kasi transformation, where we are excited that we can walk to work, right?
Yes.
And with an employee count of over 300, I'm curious to know how many of your employees do you know that this one does not spend on transport? Because it's a big thing.
It's a big
people
thing.
Spend, because we were talking about breadwinners, people spend almost half of their salary on transport.
Yeah.
So because of Superstore, Sekasi, how many of them walk to work? Do you know?
I would say about 70%. I would say about 70%. And those that do not walk probably take one taxi.
Yeah. And then the importance, of bringing such stores, especially in the township, because a lot of people would, think that they have had, some of the biggest, stores, and can we now have competitions that are going to compete? So what is that one importance of having such stores in the township? What drive, does the store bring into the township as a whole?
I think listening to what your customers want. We evolve every day, and so do they. So whenever you make your plans, your strategies, you need to include them in there and make sure that you are growing at the same pace with them. Listen to what they want. Gone are those days whereby we would just get into boardrooms and do strategies that just depend on what the brand wants and where it's going. We have digital nowadays where you can get data. You have social media where people are very expressive. They are very clear about what they want. So I think that's very much important to not lose as well that essence of culture, because it comes from them. So
and I think you've just spoken about the value that you offer over and above price, because you can't compete on price alone. You also have to give people value over and above that. So coming to a day in the life of Grace as a marketing and PR manager, what does that look like Monday through Friday?
A very dynamic because retail is fast. It's very fast. So it starts from checking emails to working on promotions to brainstorming on the next campaign that's coming. Collaborating with other departments, because I need to talk to the buying team, I need to talk to operations, be on the ground, on the floor, take content. So it's a whole lot. It's never the same. Because
I mean, we first met you at the Tatezako primary school, the Kota Festival, right? So some of those collaborations with Kota Festival, what does that look like? How do you form these forms of collaborations?
I mean, Kota Festival celebrates food, right? Which also plays a role into the culture of township food and what. So we wanted to be part of it because not only are they creating jobs through the vendors that participate in it, those are our customers as well.
Yeah,
most of them do come and stock their supplies with us. So we wanted to be there for the brand to be visible to other people that are not in our surrounding areas, and to show them that as much as we are based in Dlamini, we don't only care about the Dlamini community. We also look at Dobsonville, Zola, Dikloof, wherever. It's Soweto as a whole, and that's the message we want to carry across. Even when we start opening more stores, whether it will be in Kagiso or wherever.
Are there any plans for those?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
So is this the only one that's existing for now?
Yes.
Okay.
So
but the blueprint here.
Oh
is,
my!
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, because I'm a tech lover, first thing I saw when I walked in is the number of tills.
Yes.
Because I'm like, look, go to any other supermarket, you'll find that they've got about 10, 11 tills. But out of those 10, 11, only 4 is working. And we're talking about, month end. But I walked in, there's more than 20.
More than 20.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we have almost 40, I think. I'm not sure.
Why?
Because we added more in December.
Like, why? And, okay, I went there, and I think it was last week. So I put on a timer of when I first walked in. You could see there was a line, but in less than 10 minutes, we were walking out.
Fast.
It was fast. It was fast. So why over 20, 40 tills though?
Because time is valuable for everyone, even for you as an individual. So we know that we value our customers' time. We don't want them to be in the queue for an hour, because we know they have something to be, they have things to do, they have families. So we wanted them to do a quick in and out. And adding those tills, we hope it showed them that, look, we see that there are queues in the store, we value your support, and we want to make it as easy as it can be for you.
Yeah, because this means more tills, more employment, right?
Yeah.
Just before I hand over back to you, Mo, so the amount of technology that goes into running such an operation, I think it's crazy, because of recent you've started doing deliveries, right? And you've got like a dedicated portion on the corner there, where I'm not sure, you'll keep me honest, but one can order groceries. Let's say you're a working individual and come and pick them up later. So I don't know if someone pays online or they pay. Yeah. So walk us through some of the tech that goes into running such, where you've got this app that one can download, and deliveries are being delivered to the doorstep.
Yes. So our app is called Super Go. And
nice name.
The concept came from just offering our customers convenience. If you are cooking and you're running out of ingredients, we have Super Go and we can deliver to you. That was the concept. But then we realized our customers actually buy in bulk, for, like, if I can put it that way. They come out with trolleys full of groceries. So that's when the click and collect concept also came in. So you can order your groceries online, and if you want to pick them up from work, it's fine. You can order online, and then you just come to the store to collect. We have a dedicated space for that. So when you come, you don't have to go into the store. You go straight to the container. Your order will be ready, waiting for you to pick it up.
That's crazy.
Or you can have it delivered to your store. But also, if you are in the store and you don't know that we offer deliveries and you're in the queue, we can come to you and say, hey, you don't have to stand in the queue.
You can do
quickly download the app, order, and you can just leave the queue and go pick it up outside.
Yeah. More than anything, a lot of community members, when they look into such stores, they would want community impact and also social transformation.
Yes.
And we have seen there are a lot of people now coming with products,
Yes.
and looking for shelf life.
Yeah.
So so if someone like me right now has like a product and we are looking at shelf life into getting my product at the shelf, what is the process for getting my product on your shelves?
We love supporting. We love getting more suppliers and local guys. The best way will be, we have a buying team. So the best way is to get in contact with the buying team, and you'll take them through your product details, discuss pricing, and most importantly, can you meet the demand? You need to make sure that you have that capability. And we don't want to, as so you need to make sure that you can meet the demand. Our customers, they get very angry when they get in store and there's no stock. So you just need to make sure of that. One example that I can think of now is there's a guy who's a local guy from around Soweto. He supplies us with candles. He calls himself the candle guy. Very active on social media, and he started with us, and I see now that he has he's now available in other retailers, so it makes us feel good as well that we're doing something right.
You offered growth.
Yes, we offered growth,
whatever that he's doing. Right. So in terms of because when we look at the whole shopping experience, there is something beyond that goes, shopping. So how does, Superstore also contribute to that in terms of the social, fabric of the township, and whether through community programs that you guys host, for the community members, or sponsorship and local partnership for the people?
We always say we're not just a supermarket, we're a community-rated retailer. Because, like I mentioned, the community is at the heart of the brand. So, last year we launched Superstore Soweto Run, offering 5 kilometers and 8 kilometers. The community, it's like they were waiting for it, because the support that we got from being a first-time race was incredibly positive.
And this was when?
In December. We launched it in December.
So we have to wait, man.
For December.
So, but it's fine. It gives us enough time to train.
It gives you enough time. But we're changing the date.
Okay.
We're changing the month. We're going to have it earlier. We decided on October. We'll release communication regarding that soon. Because December, it's festive period. It's busy. We are incredibly grateful that we got the turnout that we got last year. But some of them did ask, can you not have it in December so that we can participate? So we listened to them, and we're having it then. And then we participate in events around Soweto, like Yokota Festival, Braai Festival, etc. But one initiative that is really, really close to our hearts that we started doing, I think, mid last year, is that on SASSA payout days, Ngelanga Labo Gogo, we give them a free gift. We give them something smaller to say thank you for shopping with us, whether it's a bottle of amasi or peanut butter or just something, and they appreciate it.
Lastly, in the 6 minutes that we have, when somebody comes to Superstore, what is it that you would like people to take away each and every single time when they shop with you guys?
I think they must walk out feeling valued and seen. It must feel like home for them. And that trust that whenever they come to the store, they will be treated with respect. They will get value for their money, and so that they can still come back. And trusting that even if they encounter problems or they need help, they know that our door is always open.
I mean, sorry, Mo. I mean, having been there, and I'm not just selling face, but you can see what I would coin as township excellence, right? Where from just the entrance, feeling safe, it's clean, it's busy, But yeah, you can sense the township excellence. So I can attest to that.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
just lip service, but it's something that's being done on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for Superstore, what is next, and what is it that people should be looking forward to right now?
Like maybe a clothing.
I love it.
Yeah, or like a tech section aside where you start selling, these tech things aside. Because I know upstairs you do have is it super liquors?
Yes, super
Right.
liquor.
Yeah, so that's there.
Yes.
But what's next in terms of the retail space?
Growth and innovation. We want to offer our customer an omni-channel retail experience, whether it's in-store, online, wherever. We are currently renovating the store
Yeah.
to make it our flagship store, so that by the time we start rolling out, it still remains. It's our flagship store.
Yeah.
So big things are coming. Just to give you a sneak peek, a bakery coming through. So we're growing. We're
Yep.
growing. It's gonna blow your mind when we're done.
Yeah.
With renovations, and obviously just growing our digital platforms.
Yeah, yeah.
Supergo. We're also gonna add on our website the shop online for like bulk and for the Stockfell groups.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said before, when the customers ask, we listen, because most
Yeah.
of them have been coming through. When are you doing Stockfell? Are you not offering Stockfell? You can buy as a Stockfell from us currently, but we do not have a Stockfell platform yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
which we are busy working with. So this year, not too long, we'll be launching it. Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Lastly, how do people and customers find you guys socially or physically and also
Yeah.
online?
Physically, we are in Dlamini, opposite Thokoza Park, corner Luvuvu and Chris Hani Road. You can download our app, mobile app, Supergo, and you can find us on the social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Superstore SA, and our website, www.superstore.co.za.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And coming here to share as much as information that can with us.
Yeah, no, really appreciate this. It's been long overdue. Thank you.
It has been. Thank you so much for having me. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was a very great edition, of course, of another exciting episode of the Vooka Breakfast Show right here on a beautiful Friday morning, the 30th of March 2026. And that's where we're going to say goodbye to you and see you next week. Same time, same place, giving you that energetic start to your day. To everyone, have a nice weekend, and we love you. Stay care. Leaving you with the great sounds of Alex Kema, song titled I Won't Chase You.
It's so easy for me to say